Okay, next we have arithmetic mean, which is also called average, or simply we can call it mean. Now, it is a measure of central tendency. This average or mean is a measure of central tendency and is often used to compare performances or consistency. You must have heard this term average in cricket. Like they talk about bowling averages or batting averages. This tell us about how good or better a batsman or bowler is. Now, let us see how we find this arithmetic mean mathematically. Here's let us take an example. A batsman scored 25, 30, 32, 17, and 13 runs respectively in 5 innings, and we want to find his average score of this batsman. Now, the formula for find the mean is sum of observations divided by the number of observations. All these are observations. This 20, 30, 37, and 13. These are 5 observations here. What we have to do, we have to add these, and then we will be dividing them by 5. Now here, uh, let us add these numbers, these observations here. 25 plus 30 plus 32 17 plus 13, and all this is to be divided by 5. So, we can here check the sum of all these observations, that is sum of the numbers which are given in the numerator is 25 plus 30 plus 17 plus 2. This comes out to be 62 plus 22 plus 25, that is 117 is sum of all these numbers, and this is to be divided with 5. So when we divide this 117 with 5, we get the answer as 23.4. So this is the average score of the batsman. In 5 innings he has scored respectively 25, 30, 32, 17, and 13, and his average score comes You might be aware of the term average and would have come across statements involving the term average in your day-to-day life. Let us look at some examples. Isha spends on an average of about 5 hours daily for her studies. The average temperature at this time of the year is about 40 degrees Celsius. The average age of pupils in my class is 12 years. The average attendance of students in a school during its final examination was 98%. There can be many more such statements. Now think about the statements which are given here. Do you really think that the child in this first statement studies exactly for 5 hours daily, or is the temperature at given place during that particular time is always 40 degrees Celsius, or the age of each pupil in that class is 12 years? Obviously not. Then what do these statements tell you? By average, we understand that Isha is usually studying for 5 hours daily. She is not studying for exact 5 hours daily. Usually she studies for 5 hours daily. On some days she may study for less number of hours, and on the other days she may study for more number of hours. Similarly, the average temperature of 40 degrees Celsius. Now this 40 degrees Celsius is average temperature. It does not mean that the temperature will remain the same exact 40 degrees at that particular time of the year. It may be less than 40 degrees on some days, and some other days it may be more than 40 degrees Celsius. Thus, from these statements we realize that the average is the number that represents or shows the central tendency of a group of observations or data. Since average lies between the highest and the lowest value of the given data, so we say average is a measure of the central tendency of the group of data. Different forms of data need different forms of representative values. One of these representative values is arithmetic mean, which has same meaning as average. Now we will be learning about that representative values, that is the arithmetic mean, in our next video.